Hello everyone. So this is the first video I have made in quite a while. I've just been crazy busy with hybrid high school science teaching, but I have managed to make these two journals, which were both kind of a departure for me, especially this one. So they're both, the structure of both of them is basically the same. They're both made from a 9x12 envelope, but that's where the similarities end. So let me go through. This one is my shabby lace journal, and this one is celestial. So let me go through the celestial one first, I think. So this has a sari silk closure, and this was the Stamperia celestial kit that inspired this. And so it's got a sari silk closure or with the flap there, and it has a cute little telescope telescope as the closure. It's covered in fabric. This is this interesting kind of, I picked it for the color. And I used a metallic thread on this one. And it was a little fiddly to work with because it's a little bit more easily broken on the sewing machine than regular cotton thread. But I love the sparkly look that it gives. And I also used in some places some Inca gold and Inca silver. It's a 3-hole pamphlet stitch. And on the front, there's a fabric pocket with a paper pocket from the kit, from the pad. Oh, and I used a lot of inked tracing paper in this as well. And so there's actually a lot of listen, there's like parchment papers and things that give it that kind of crunchy feel. So there's a glassine bag. That's got some tracing paper and some Mrs. Cog images and some other images that I found, and a little bit of a collage. So that is the front. When I do these envelope journals, I keep the ends open for pockets. And I actually bought this kind of celestial fabric at the beginning of the lockdown as part of my mask making endeavors. So I used that, and it's been sewn around with that metallic thread. I just love this paper. I just thought this paper was so pretty. So on the inside, there's a pocket and a tag, and I made 2 flat pens for this because I made them both, and then I couldn't decide which one I liked better. So I'm just including them both. And that is a large journaling card. And they just slide on with the paper clip bit there. So you have a choice of pens. Actually, both of these journals come with 2 pens. And there's some grungy tea-dyed and some book pages and straw paper. And there's coffee-dyed and tea-dyed paper throughout. And a lot of it has that kind of crunchy sound to it that gives that squidgy feel. This is one of a pocket that I watched. I think this was either Pam, might have been Pam at the Paper Outpost too, or maybe it was Shabby Dabby Doodah. I can't remember who did this pocket, but this is a very fun pocket to make. And this paper is, I think it's an Artie Mays paper or Tracy Fox. It's Tracy Fox. Sorry. And that goes in there. I've used a bunch of different things. Anything that fit the colors is what I used. And there's a pocket there, and it's fun to trim. And I've got lots of kind of celestial glittery trims at the tops here. And some more book page. Oh no, I just broke that. I'll glue it back down. I grabbed the wrong thing. That's supposed to be a pocket. And that's that inked, using the distress inks and distress oxides I got that spray pattern, and then I made these tags because I recently got this punch, and that makes that shape. So I was playing with it. So I'm going to leave that out so I know to fix the thing I just broke. And I love the owls and the wolves that are on this paper pack. And that's got some of that metallic thread and more of the inked tracing paper. I just love the effect that gave. And some black, this is black cardstock, and I've inked that so it has a galaxy look to it. And this is a large kind of wax paper bag that I've collaged on. I've got some inked index cards in there, and then I actually sewed it so that it became 2 pockets. And those are Miss Cog's images, I believe. And then this is a little flippy thing. I think, I don't remember who I saw do this. I didn't invent it, but it's cute. It has a little pocket here and a little pocket here. And it has some Inca gold around that edge. And this is a little pad of paper. And then that closes like that around there. And it has a little star charm. And then behind is tucked some journaling cards that come with the kit or the paper pack. That side is inked. Some ledger, vintage ledger. This is the center, and in this one is another little booklet-y thing, and this has some tracing paper that's been inked along with some various tea-dyed paper and some very old paper from Rachel at Roxy Creations, if you're not familiar. And that just tucks in there. And the saying says, the beauty of nature is everywhere. I just love this paper pack. And I left this just as is. I didn't put any pockets on the inside because I just love that image with the wolf and the moon. And then the charms on the inside are an owl and a crescent moon. But there is a belly band on this side, and I like to try and set it up so that that owl is peeking. Can you see? Yeah. The owl is peeking out from behind the belly band. And then this is just a little pocket. It's got some journaling cards stuck in that pocket. And these are some tiny wee cards that have stuck into a Tim Holtz die cut that has been inked with the oxides. So they have just little cute little tiny tags with delicate little strings there. I love that one. That's one of my favorite things. And I love how the owl peeks out. And then just more of those same papers. Here's another one of those flippy bits with the closure with an owl charm. And that flips open and it reveals some hidden journaling spots along with some Italian papers and a journaling card from the paper pack. And then, whoops, that flips that way and it twirls closed. And book page. And here's the other side of that that bag. This has some rice paper. It's either Ciao Bella or Stamperia rice paper, but it had some Leonardo images on it. And it's just a collage on the back that's been inked. And more journaling space. Another Wolfie journaling card that's been backed with that inked tracing paper. More of that wonderful paper. This is I think this is from Victoria Designs that I've just backed with some tracing paper, inked tracing paper, and some more of that rice paper. And here's another one of those cool pockets that has lots of little things tucked away. Oops, that's part of it. Tucked away inside, including through and down in here. Yeah, so I love these too, these kinds of ribbons. And more journaling spaces, some foldy outy bits. Another one of those little tucks. That's one of my favorite little owls. And this unwinds there for a little booklet of hidden journaling space. And this beautiful ribbon had the perfect colors, wraps around, and on the end of that is a little solid star. And then at the back, this is definitely an inspired by Rachel trifold thingy. I think that's who did it. And this I printed out. I think I just got this off of, I don't know where. It's some Leonardo notes. And I backed it on tea-dyed, so it's just a fun spot to do some private journaling on. And that just ties with that string like that, and it tucks into the back pocket there. And then in this back pocket here are some bits and pieces. These are all the sayings from the paper pack. I think I used I think the only piece of the paper pad that I have left is this. That is all I have left. I used the whole thing in here. And so it had some lovely little sayings on these cards in various languages, which is kind of exciting. I liked that. So I've just thrown that into a glassine bag, and I'm tucking that into the pocket for you to do. So I will fix that one pocket before I put it up on Etsy. And here is what I'm calling my shabby lace journal. And I've never made a super shabby chic type journal before, but I had a big bin of laces. I've been kind of collecting laces for a really long time. So I thought it was time. So this is my envelope journal. It has an eyelet closure, but I have a whole jar of antique brass buttons. And so I decided to use that as a wrap. And I have some blue sari silk for the closure as well. The cover, this is antique feed sack from the 30s. And I've got lace along the spine. I have a 5-hole pamphlet stitch because it was so bulky. I felt like it needed a little bit more. On the front is some lace. And this also uses Stamperia papers. It has a label inside that actually you could slide out. I won't slide it out. Oops, maybe I will slide it out. You can slide it out and write whatever you want to on there. I made this little rose from real vintage satin ribbon and then just embellished it with some lace and other trims. This is also a envelope, so the envelope bits are useful. For this, all the sewing in this, I use this really pretty aqua thread for. And I also made 2 flat pens for this. So there are some journaling cards that are attached to that flat pen. So this flat pen is super plain and easy to write with because I first made this flat pen, which is a super shabby snippet roll type pen that's been sewn and glued and it's got pearls. And I thought, I don't know. People might not actually love writing with that. So I gave you the regular flat pen as well, but I'm keeping this in here because it was so much fun to do this kind of a snippet roll type thing on that one. Okay, so then there's a pocket there. And this is antique. A friend of ours, I don't even know where it is to show you right now. gave me an antique photo album, and this was the paper that came in that photo album, and it's like a construction paper feeling. It's thick, it feels really good, and the color was perfect. And I've done some stamping, and it's tea dyed and coffee dyed papers. Some of it's cardstock. This is an Edith Holden page. Here's another one of those types of pockets, but I've just used a different type of paper and different trims, and it gives you a different look. So there's a big pocket behind. These are Artie Mays tickets, tags. That's from the paper pack. And these are all, these are all vintage trims and laces on this page, I think. The tiny ones I'm not sure about, but the other ones definitely are. And here's a little corner pocket with, this is from Stamperia and this is from Artie Mays. And I've got a Tracy definition. Just lots of journaling space. And this is one of the bags that was a freebie on the Tracy Fox Facebook page, which I loved. And I've covered a glassine bag. No, I made the bag. That's right, I made the bag. And this is an Artie Mays tag. All the inking in this one, it was tattered rose. It was a really pretty pink. And look at this lace. This is a really super old vintage. It was a lace. It wasn't a doily, I don't think. But it's super cool. Love that one. And then some glassine bags that I used as in the side pockets kinds of things. Oh, and this is a teeny tiny fabric flip. And this is an uptuck. These roses are from Shabby Dabby Doodah. That is from Artie Mays, and the definition is from Tracy Fox, and the card is Stamperia. So I used lots of different things. Whatever fit, I used. And this is the center. I love this. This is a vintage lace. And so the center sewn bits are hidden inside this massive pocket. And there's Stamperia rice paper, and there are tags, and there's a big tag in the center. And on this side, there are tags. It's just a multi-page tag. And then there are pockets on either side with a journaling card. And lots of writing space. And this is an envelope from the Stamperia kit. And inside I've just stuck some journaling cards. I have not glued it or sewn it closed or anything like that, so that whoever's using it can decide what to do. And I've just paper clipped it on with some vintage lace to the other side of that Edith Holden page. And there's another uptuck, another combination of kits and talented people. Here's the other side of those glassine bags. Here's the fabric flip for this one. And that's rice paper. And let's see, here's another one of those bag patterns with an Artie Mays tag, a Shabby Dabby Doodah rose, and lots of vintage lace. And another one of those multi-pockets, and this is a tag and a pocket and a tag. And those are Artie Mays. And that sits in there. And let's see, that flips that way. And this is a big tag again. Artie Mays, Tracy Fox, Shabby Dabby Doodah. Vintage lace. Some more Artie Mays tags. This is all very old vintage lace. It's very yellowed. But I have a whole bunch of it. And I don't think it was supposed to be yellow at first. I think it aged and turned that kind of creamy yellow. And let's see, Edith Holden, cardstock and paper, and here's the other side of that. Photo album paper, some journaling cards from the Stamperia pads. There are 2 different pads that I used. And here's the back cover with the lace pocket and 2 very pretty journaling cards from the Stamperia. And the back pocket. The back pocket is lined with Tim Holtz Birdie paper, cloth, fabric. So then to close it, it's a very sturdy closure. You can pull it closed by wrapping the sari silk around the journal. She's a bit of a chunkamunka. She's got stuff coming out at the top and at the bottom and along the sides. So you just squish her closed, and then I wrap that around the brass button, and there is a key at the end tied with a bow. So those are my 2 new journals. Thank you so much for hanging out and watching. These will be listed in the next few days. Today is Tuesday, October 13th, 14th, I'm not sure, somewhere in the teens. And it will be listed on Etsy sometime this week, working around work. So hope you are staying well and staying safe, and I hope you have a lovely day. Bye.